versus growth. We were just discussing a while back, I was discussing with Lata about how some of these growth-oriented companies, for example, one of the key MNC funds that I was tracking has all the best names, Maruti, Britannia, all the pedigree companies, but the returns have been just about 5-6% in the last 3 years. So do you think now the time has come to sort of shift to value over growth?
Hi, Sonia. And I think what's happened over the last 3 years is mid-cap as a segment hasn't done too well. And that's why mid-caps as a universe are quoting at a discounted PE to large caps. Ideally, if you look at the last 20 years, they always quote at a premium. So last 3 years, 6% return, it's quite disappointing. But the universe itself hasn't done too well. And of course, barring the last couple of months where there's been outperformance of the mid-cap index, point one. Point two is, I think, when there is a discount to PE, and if you're wanting to get into the mid-cap space at the higher levels of the market, valuation becomes a very important variable. And your down capture ratios, you should not be taking too much of downside. So I personally believe that if you're going in the mid-cap space, which is a larger canvas for the fund manager, a value as a strategy over the next 1.5 years would be a better, efficient strategy to go with.
Okay. Well, Feroze, actually, I have a more fundamental question. When investors look at mutual funds, they only look at the NAV. Can you first tell us where to train our eyes to get to the PB, price to book, or the price equity in a typical website?
See, I think if you look at the fact sheet of the schemes, which are published on the AMFI website, they are also being collated by Money Control, for example. The PEs are very easily available. If you Google the scheme and the word PE, you will get the precise PE last published. So price to earning becomes a very good indicator for you to understand at what prices, in terms of what's the valuation you're buying at. So I think it's very easily available. If you went to Money Control, it wouldn't be too difficult for you to find any funds. Price to earning, and like Lata, you also mentioned price to book, which is also a very important indicator of valuation in different cycles, of course. Both these are available, especially when you're speaking of mid-cap funds. You have price to book of a certain funds which are at 2.5, and there is another fund which is at 6.5. So there's a very large dispersion, both in the PE, like Sumera was mentioning, 20p, there's a fund with 20p, there's a fund with 40p. And so I think it's important to understand your fund and not just look at the NAV. So precisely, I agree with you, Lata, madam. So we should look at funds.
But of course, there are so many.
It's not as simple. I mean, a large part of the investor community doesn't know that they have to even look at it. I mean, you look at 3-year returns, 1-year returns. You didn't even know that you had to look at the PB and the PE, and it is available in a Money Control website.
Absolutely. And when we do our investor education shows as well every weekend, we try to teach people how to do that, but they retort back saying that's why there are, experts. So we don't have to do all of this work. So Feroze, you tell us, now coming straight down to funds, most of these mid-cap funds have done exceptionally well up until now. Based on the PE, and I mean, if you go by history, going forward, which would be the best funds to invest into?
See, I'll name them. DSP Midcap, then you have Nippon Growth Fund, Investco Midcap, Edelweiss Midcap, and HDFC Midcap. These are the 5 funds from a valuation standpoint, have a larger potential and have a target NAV, which we computed year from now, has the largest headroom from the current NAV to the target NAV. So these are the 5 funds which we think would be a good risk-return trade-off.
Okay. And also just one
just to take the previous point that Sonia was mentioning, investors would always say that why is it that I am giving a fee to a fund manager to precisely make these decisions for me? So would you advise that we go around looking for high PE funds and say, oh no, this is not the season for high PE, now is the season for value? This is not something an investor is usually trained to do. Would there be funds which will do it for you? Swing from high PE to low PE when the season changes?
Yes, I personally think an investor is going to have mutual funds for the entire investing period, which is decades. So it's always good to understand yourself as well so that you ask the right question. You may not want to get into the minutest detail, but this is actually not the minutest detail. So asking the right questions will also require some basic knowledge. And especially when you're going to use a platform for decades and creating wealth across generations, it's always a good practice to go beyond just the return and extrapolating your effort towards PE and PB, which is the next step. So I personally think an investor should definitely understand his fund. Now, may not be acting on each information he gets, but there is 460 open-ended funds, 26 mid-cap funds. The dispersion of return is so large that you will have to get specific and ask the right questions to advisors. And sometimes you also would want to do your research and buy direct to save that 0.8, 0.9% per annum cost, which over long periods of time can be substantive.
So just one final question. If someone wants to play a certain theme, because now many themes are doing well, right? Do you suggest that through mid-cap funds that have a sectoral bias? Or because mid-caps in any case are quite volatile, do you think it's better to just spread yourself out across sectors?
See, I think if you're going the value way, and the funds which we've chosen just now will have several sectors which have not run up. So you will have industrials, consumer cyclicals and stuff. So I personally think that going the value way itself will automatically choose the sectors which have not run up in the recent rally. And I think these 5 funds will do justice. Going anything beyond in the mid-cap space, trying to get into a sector could just double up the risk, which may not be